we are going to study Asian documentary that we have just created for our level 8. Okay? And here some keywords related to our lesson about Unit 3, Indonesia. You know Indonesia, right? Where is Indonesia? In Asian country, right? And independent means peace. We got independent in 1953 from French by King Roland, right? And inhabit, to inhabit means to live. You inhabit in Phnom Penh, right? And before you inhabit in province, example. And inhabitant means the people. The people who live in a particular location or place, we call inhabitant. You are the inhabitant in Phnom Penh. And mystery. Mystery means secret. Something that you don't know, we call mystery. Video for you. And when you are watching, please take note something. Take note some important thing about this unit, about Indonesian country. And we ask you something after the video end, okay? So be sure that you take note something while you are watching. Okay, can you start now? Yes? Okay.
Over 17,000 islands lying on a volcanic ring of fire stretching over 5,000 kilometers. A country of 250 million people that speak over 700 dialects. The most populous Muslim country in the world that, however, is not an Islamic state. Indonesia.
Sultan Omar Ali Saiful Mosque is an Islamic mosque located in Bandar Senegal, capital of the Sultanate of Brunei. Considered as one of the most beautiful mosques in the Asian city, it is a place of worship for the Muslim community and a major landmark and a tourist attraction of Brunei. Named after Omar Ali Saiful III, the 28th Sultan of Brunei, who also initiated its construction, the mosque serves as a symbol of the Islamic faith in Brunei, and dominates the skyline of Bandar Senegal. The political system of Brunei follows a parliamentary system where the Sultan Haji Hassan Bolkiah is the Prime Minister of the head of state. He is assisted by 5 councils, the Religious Council, the Private Council, the Council of the Cabinet Ministers, the Legislative, and the Council of Succession. Hassan al-Bolkiah is one of the world's richest men, and known not
In
just
the first centuries of the modern era, Indonesians maintained close links with Indians, so that with time they adopted their culture and religion, Hinduism as well as Buddhism, evidence of which can be found in the splendid Javan temples of Prambanan and Borobudur that survive to the present. In the 13th century, Arab traders brought Islam to these islands and, with time, gained an increasing number of followers. The search for cloves and sandalwood saw the arrival of the Portuguese on the archipelago in the 16th century, followed by Spaniards and the Dutch. The Dutch East India Company subjugated much of the countries of Java and controlled Indonesia's trade, in due course annexing the country as a Dutch colony. Dutch rule lasted from 1605 right up to the Japanese occupation in 1942. An independent Republic of Indonesia was proclaimed in 1945 by Soeurn, the country's first president and the nation's founder. In 1965, General Soeharto took control after a mysterious coup d'etat The transitory period was a dark time of ethnic cleansing, directed particularly against the Chinese minority and the country's intelligentsia, charged with maintaining contact with communism.
And one more thing related to no communication barrier, it means that a teacher need to show all what we have and also need to be clear, not just tell what we unclear, and sometimes we don't understand and we try to tell them no. We need to make ourselves clear and then we tell it to the student. Okay, thank you very much. Supervisor and all my beloved, especially my brother. Okay, good mom.
Thank you.
Okay, so about our technical meeting today related to teaching process. Actually, teaching process we need to follow this step, in order to provide well something to the student. Like the first one, teacher need to well prepare. It means we can say well prepare means have done. Okay, and about the mistake that we give to the student, like example, clear, accurate, brief, and specific. It means that short but meaningful. Okay. And about what we need to take with sensitize and receptive, it means that to make something that easy and to make something that very acceptable. Okay. It means that acceptive from subjects. Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, good evening, my friend. Today we start with the technical meeting. The topic today only a short topic about semantic relationship. Maybe you know this word, semantic relationship, related to the pedagogy. When I bring this word for to know all. Why I choose this word? Because in Itc we have social study, reading, grammar, and writing, and listening. But this word is mostly related to the subject that we take at the present as a social, reading, grammar, writing, and listening also. Because semantics relationship between all there. Because when we take, we need to know about the meaning of word, meaning of phrases, and meaning of the sentence. This is they call semantic relationship. Today I choose only 3 points of that one, because that one we have synonym, antonym, hyponym, and polynym, metonym. But I choose only 3: synonym, antonym, and hyponym. Why use this word? Because this one semantic relationship, that one related to the meaning of word, meaning of phrase, meaning of the sentence. We want to find the group of words. We want to find a single word. We know the meaning.
Let's start, everyone. Okay, today, I'm very glad to show you about my topic today is how to motivate students to study. In this topic, I have divided 2 points that are very important to you. One is intrinsic motivation, and the second one is extrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation, I want to say that being a teacher, what we have to do is that make them to be fascinated with their lesson rather than let them put them with a punishment or look down them. And with that we have to try to motivate them with the way that try to encourage them to learn, even though they have a mistake in their learning, but we have to encourage them to do it. And then we have to encourage their mind to learn. Even though we know that they are cool or they are very smart, but we have to be patient, keep in touch with them and look them every time. Okay. And the second point is about intrinsic motivation. I mean that we want to produce behavior change. I mean, being a student, what we have to do with this motivation of learning is by giving them a reward or award or certification. They did that it's hours from outside. After that, they do it with the good behaviors and learning. Yes, just like they try to study, they try to behave a good deeds with their classmate or with the teacher, so we can provide them with a reward or sometimes a certification or compliment to them. It is that related to motivation in learning. The question is some a certain activity that just like in group I let the poor with the smart, and then we try to learn together. This we can do like this, and individual admit that we allow them to learn, to study, even though example like we ask them to read the lesson, and then they are
with the smart students and the lower poor speaker. Would you like to combine with them, or would you like to separate the best one and the worst one? How do you?
Actually, it's very difficult to divide whether we will make a group or individual. It depends on the real situation in the club. Sometimes the students they are very have good relations, so we can ask them to share like this.
Sure.
Okay, everybody, have you finished?
Yes.
Okay, if you finished, let's start our lesson quickly. So we need to start from vocabulary first, because I explained you a little bit from simple present, right? So let's move to vocabulary. So the first word we pronounce change. Do you know this word, everybody?
Yes.
Okay, change. Change means that we do something, right?
Yes.
And we don't want to do the same thing, so you do the other thing, so it means that you change.
Yes.
Understand, right?
Yes.
Okay, fact. Fact right here, the same word true. Yes. And opposite fact. This one F-A-K-E. This one fake. And this one fact. This one true. And this one false. And if we talk about a thing, right? If you buy original product, so it means it is fake. But if it is fake, it means that it is not original. It just could be. Understand? Okay. Regular. Regular means that you do things again and again every day. For example, you wake up at 7 o'clock, and tomorrow you still wake up at 7 o'clock again. So that's why it is called regular. That is not that is not. Office. Yeah, office is the place where you work every day. We call office. Understand?
Yeah.
Okay. Breakfast. So breakfast, it means that the meal that you eat in the morning, we call breakfast. I think that all of you understand this word. Kitchen. So what is kitchen? Tintin? What is kitchen? Because this word I have explained for you many times already. What does it mean, kitchen?
Kitchen is a room.
A room.
That you cook the food.
That I cook the food?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sit down. So kitchen is a place where you can cook any kind of food, whatever you want to cook, right?
Yes.
Kitchen. Sweater. So sweater right here refers to the clothes,
Yes.
right? But if we talk about t-shirt, wearing t-shirt. Who wearing t-shirt today?
Yes.
Okay, you wearing t-shirt, right?
Yes.
But sweater right here is bigger than t-shirt. Understand?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Có sweaters. Then là áo chắc. Còn áo không, áo với nó áo chắc ấy, nó áo sweater rồi. Jeans. So jeans. The pants, right? But the pant, it is different with pants. So who is wearing pants or jeans today? No, it's not a chin. I think that is not a chin. Okay, use a gap and then A very jeans, right? Okay, you know all the right of jeans. Apartment. So apartment right here in Khmer, we also translate apartment, right?
Yes.
But apartment right here means that a big building that have a lot of rooms. And if you stay in apartment, it means that you have one room of many room of apartment.
Yeah.
Understand?
Yes.
For apartment.
Yeah.
So do you like to live in apartment?
Yes.
If I have money, I don't want to spend my money to live in apartment because it's not temporary. Okay, sausage.
Yes.
Sausage. This word sausage right here. What does mean sausage? Claw. Okay, let's move together. Where? So where? Yeah. Okay, you know already. The word where means that you dress on. You dress on means that you wear. Practice. So practice means that you do something that you have learned or you have studied. After you study things, you need to practice whether you can get that thing or not, whether you understand or not, right? You need to practice.
Yes.
Garage. Garage means that the place where you can park the car or where you can fix your cars. We call garage. In Khmer we call garage. Yeah, in Khmer we call garage. Yeah, garage. Garage. Like in Anh we call garage. Understand?
Yes.
So the place where you can fix your car or sometimes you can park your car. Sometimes people's house also have garage in order to park their car, in order to keep their car safe. We call garage. Understand?
Yes.
Garden. Yeah, garden. Yeah, refer to the place where you can plant a flower or any plant. Right? You can grow the plant or you can grow the flower to make it beautiful around your house. Weekend. So weekend on Saturday and Sunday we call weekend. Yes, weekend. Weekend. Police. Yes. Yeah. If you know that your shoe is really dirty and there is a lot of dirt and dust, so you need to clean it up, right? So it means you polish until it is sparkly white. Okay, and hospital, the place where people work in order to treat sick people, we call hospital. Okay, is there any word you don't understand? Ask me. I will translate for you again.
No.
No. Okay, if you know that pronounce those words together, repeat after me. First word change.
Change.
Fact.
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 Regular.
Regular.
Office.
Office.
Breakfast.
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 Kitchen.
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 Sweater.
Sweater.
Jeans.
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 So jeans right here, you need to pronounce letter S at the end of the word. If you pronounce jeans, it means that just only one, right?
Yes.
Only one leg, something like that. Jeans, okay, it's correct. Apartment.
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 Sausage.
Sausage.
Where?
Where?
Practice.
Practice.
Garage.
Garage.
Garden.
Garden.
Weekend.
Weekend.
Police.
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 Hospital.
Hospital.
Okay, now read together.
Change. Fact. Regular. Office. Breakfast. Kitchen.
Kitchen.
Kitchen. Sweater.
Sweater.
Sweater. Jeans. Apartment. Sausage. Where? Practice. Garage. Garden. Weekend.
English?
Chain, fact, regular, office, breakfast, kitchen, sweater, jeans, apartment, sausage, where, practice, garage, garden, weekend, police, hospital.
Okay, hospital. Thank you. Sit down. Okay, who want to read? Raise your hand. Okay, go John.
Chain, fact,
Fact.
regular, office, breakfast, kitchen, sweater, jeans, apartment, sausage, where, practice, garage, garden, weekend, police, hospital.
Okay, thank you. Sit down. So everybody, now let's move to the main lesson that we have to discuss today, right? So present simple. So I just give you some information already about present simple, right? And most of you know about it form already. That's why I do not focus too much about it form, right? So now, number one, form, positive subject, one plus of object, positive, right?
Yes.
Okay, negative subject, do, does, must not. So one plus of object, it is negative. So we need to use helping verb with are, do, and does. Right? Okay, question. Question WA plus do, does, plus objects, plus one, plus blah blah, plus question mark. So everybody, whenever you use WA question, it means that the answer is law, or we can say WA question. But if we don't use WA question, it means that we call there's no question. We need to start from do and does. Right?
Yes.
So when do we use do and does? So what kind of subject we use with do? You be day. Okay. You be day. Okay, sit down. Okay. Do you have any ideas with that? Or we can say we use plural subject with do.
Yes.
Right? Plural. That's why here we use with third person singular. Every subject has only one. Or we can say countable noun. We use with does. Okay, now we finish the form, and number 2 we talk about uses. So today I brought you 3 different uses. The first use, I focus on fact action. You know fact action, right? I just let this one for you already, fact action.
Yeah. Yes.
So the action that is true and it will never change. For example, the sun sets at the west. Is it true, everybody?
Yes.
It must set at the west.
Yes.
So where does it rise? Where does it rise? It rises at the earth, right? Is or earth? Chống mặt đất lên từ tháng. Lên từ tháng Anh. Lên. Correct? Lên từ tháng. Is it true, everybody?
Yes.
Yeah, this is true. So number 2, repeated actions. Repeated action means that the action happen again and again every day. I call repeated action. For example, I play soccer every Sunday. So on Sundays you play soccer every week. Understand?
Yes.
So today is Tuesday, right? But you cannot say I will play soccer on Sunday. We do not use future simple. Why? Because this action is repeated again and again. Even though it is not happening right now, but we still use present simple to describe about it. You know what I mean, everybody?
Yes.
Understand, right? Okay. Or to recognize this kind of sentence easily, you just look at the word every. Right? Every week, every day, every month, every year. So it describes about repeated action. Understand?
Yes.
Okay. Third, we used to talk about person routine. So routine is the verb habit. Understand?
Yes.
So whenever we talk about person routine and habit, unless it have all that sentence contain adverb of frequency. So how many adverb of frequency? Would you like to tell me, son? Adverb of frequency. What are they? Okay, there are always, usually, sometimes, never, something like that. We call adverb of frequency. So when we apply that adverb of frequency in present simple, we talk about personal routine. Okay, example: she always wears sweater. Right? She always wears sweater. It is her routine or her habit. Understand? Always adverb of frequency. Even though we put adverb of frequency in the sentence, the verb still follow the subject. Subject right here is the present singular, right?
Yes.
So we need to add s with verb 1, even though it contains adverb of frequency right here. Now you understand, everybody?
Yes.
Okay, if you do you have any question? No question, right? Okay. So if no question, let's